I'm feeling a bit daggy tonight because I'm wearing Crocs. Do you own Crocs?
No, I don't own Crocs. But I'm wearing Ugg boots.
Are they actual brand Ugg boots?
I think they are, actually.
Ugg brand? Or are they...
Yeah, no, they're actual Ugg brand. They were Christopher's, but then I broke my arm and stole them off him. And I wore them for so long that he said, oh, you might as well just keep them.
The pattern of logic in it, that they were Christopher's, but I broke my arm and stole them off him.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a pretty dramatic thing to have to do to steal Ugg boots.
Yeah, well...
Couldn't you have just stolen them without breaking your arm?
No, it necessitated the arm break to get the Ugg boots.
Sympathy or...
I think it was. He knew I was... Because it was 10 months ago, so it was freezing. And I'd broken my arm really badly, and I was cold. I was just sitting in the house cold. And my son said, use my Ugg boots. I'm like, all right. Now I have to buy him a pair of Ugg boots. Because I wore these in the garden, so they got animal poop all up them. And
yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the kind of podcast that you like, welcome along to, but I won't do that, a weekly-ish podcast where John and I not just talk about fashion, but also talk about song lyrics. And John, we've had some fun stuff. We've had some competitions going on. We've had some show bag giveaways. We've had all sorts of stuff going on the Facebook page. Mm-hmm. It's a very exciting place to be.
See, it's an exciting place to be. Exciting times. Oh, the technology.
I'm working really hard this week on not being a bully. Last time we caught up, I've been thinking a lot about it, and you had suggested that sometimes during our podcast, I'm a bit of a bully. And all our listeners are here.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to take the opportunity, John, to apologise for my bullying you prick. Because...
I wondered where this was going. I was thinking, what? I'll just nod.
Anyway, we've got a great episode. I think it's going to be a great episode for you. We have a nostalgic episode for you tonight. We're going to be going back to Kelly Street with Frente from the album called Marvin the Album. And we're going to be talking about a song called Accidentally Kelly Street. But first... And before tonight, you hadn't heard this song. Would that be right?
No, I hadn't heard it. And then you played it for me, and turns out I haven't heard it. Didn't even remind me. No, I've not heard this song before, so this is a new experience for me.
If you haven't heard this song, listeners, just go back and put it into your YouTube machine, and it's there. And you might be a little bit like John was... I played it for John. John couldn't see the screen. And
I had a physical reaction to the song, which was to sort of bob my head and my shoulders and do a little dance in my chair.
It was like a 1-2 sort of little move.
It was a very easy to do a little shuffle in my seat too.
And I started looking at John and I said, that's exactly the dance they're doing in the film clip. And he's like, is it? And I turned around. Yep, sure enough. There it was. So it was, yeah.
The music kind of suggests that feeling of doing a little dance, and that's what they're doing in the film clip.
It's a very happy song.
It's a happy song. Yeah.
And so Frente is the band that did this, and it's from the 90s, or it could have been the early noughties, but I think it's from the late 90s.
The clothing suggested very deep in the 90s because that guy with the big wide shoulder pads, for example, the green jacket, it says to me mid-90s. That horrible era. It's
like a mashup between Blue's Clues and Friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well picked. Yes. Yeah. It did. It had that children's TV show theme feel.
Vibe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they still do this song when they're on tour, and
they still tour.
Yeah.
Well done, Frente.
Yeah. Not big venues, not like Wembley or anything like that.
Like the Republic Bar in town.
Yeah, well, I think they could be a Melbourne or a Sydney band.
Okay.
They're either Melbourne or Sydney, I'm pretty sure. But it'll be, your corner pubs and, they'll be in the middle of a set and someone will go, did someone order the Palmer? Those sort of...
Those kind of... So they've probably all still got the day jobs.
Yeah.
The drummer's a dentist, that kind of thing.
It was the drummer that was calling out who ordered the Palmer.
Yeah, probably, because he cooks the Palmers too.
Let's put this in, if you're on Spotify, if you're listening to this on Spotify, I've started putting, you don't know this yet, John, I've started putting surveys in at the end. So today's survey is going to be, do you call it Parma or Palmy when we're talking about a chicken Parmigiana?
Ooh.
Do you call it Parma or Palmy, John?
I go for Palmy.
Yeah.
With a Y, personally. Palmy
Ooh.
with a Y.
Well, because it's supposed to be Palmy with an I.
Well, I think it with a Y, though.
Parmigiana.
Yeah, I don't like it with the I. I don't like it with the I. Like it with a Y.
Why? Yes.
Yeah. Just at the end. Palm.
Parma. Chicken Parma? Chicken Palmy.
I don't think I've ever said Parma.
I think Parma is what Victorians call it.
But I understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not lost in translation or anything.
It's not like you're going to
What are you talking about? Palma?
Is that beef?
Palma?
Is that a kind of pasta?
Oh, Palmy? Why didn't you say?
Yeah. Oh,
should
you
have said it
idiot.
the first time.
I've actually had some full-on, I wouldn't call them arguments, but tense conversations with my cousins who are from Melbourne. I'm from Melbourne originally.
Over crumbed chicken.
Over crumb chicken. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because my cousin and her husband moved here for a couple of years.
Yep.
Rob and Bree, lovely people, but lovely until we had the Palmer conversation, and then that's it. We just don't talk anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was famous during World War II. Hitler went with Palmer. Oh. And he was the whole, into the whole Palmer-Palmy debate. That's how the whole thing started.
Isn't it? It's a place, isn't it? Parmesan. I know.
I don't know.
If anyone, why are we even talking about this?
Why are we talking about
when we
chicken?
could be talking about Frente and accidentally Kelly Street? Should we start?
Let's just begin.
So first, let's start with, and we haven't done this really before. Let's start with the title of the song. Accidentally Kelly Street. I'm kind of curious if I've never heard this song before. Is this a song about making a wrong turn? Because back then, you only had your map books. We didn't have the TomToms even, or the your GPS units, or
in your Tefalones.
No mobile telephones when this was.
Yeah, this is way before then.
Yeah. This is probably, I would say, pre-internet for most people.
Yeah. This is probably at the beginning of the internet. If it's mid-90s, that's the beginning of the popularity of...
So maybe some people would have had the internet, but it would have been the old... ding, ding,
the sound of robots being murdered.
Yeah, that internet. Yeah. What was that? Dial-up?
Dial-up. Do you remember that? Dial-up. Oh! We used to have dial-up.
Remember that? I remember you used to go to, look at a website, and you go, all right, I'll load that website, go make a toasted cheese sandwich
while a little extra bar of it would come further and further down, like a piece of paper was revealing the website.
Yeah, and you only needed it just until you got to Samantha Fox's nipples, and that was enough.
And then you got to a certain point through it and you realised, oh, I've waited so long, this is rubbish, I'm just going to go to a different website.
Yeah.
The internet was rubbish.
It was. How did it ever catch on?
I don't know. I didn't think it would catch on, but,
But here we are.
I've been wrong.
We're kind of on the internet now, really.
Yeah, we are internet famous. Well, no, we're not.
At the time of this recording, our highest, I think we got 600 something plays so far. So thank you everybody who's been listening.
Yeah,
we really appreciate it. We've got a few fans, two or three maybe fans.
Fantastic.
Let's call them fans.
Yeah, we need a special name for them. We can't just call them. There'll be a special
but I won't do that.
Yeah, won't do thaters
or recalcitrants.
Recalcitrants. That's a big word.
I know. You know what a recalcitrant is. You would have been a recalcitrant at some stage.
I beg your pardon. I've never been to jail.
It's not Rick Alcitrant.
Oh,
yeah, not your old college roommate from Pentridge.
Well, he was only with us at Rentagent for a small time, and then he had to move on, didn't he, with all those crimes?
Yeah, well, that was his catchphrase, wasn't it? Call Rick for a small time.
Yeah. Not a good time, a small time. But you know what? Some people want a small time.
Yeah.
Some people really enjoy a small time.
Well, that was my thing at Rentagent, because most of the guys would get booked out for half an hour or an hour, and I could have most of that done in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you know what? You were efficient. You were good at your job.
Yeah.
Very good.
Pistol Pete, they called me.
Yeah.
What was yours? Boom Boom Becker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. We really did run with the tennis stuff, didn't we?
Well, it was a fun time, and tennis was big back then. People were, tennis players were still wearing white back then. Do you remember that, when tennis players were wearing white? Now, they're wearing all sorts of...
So tennis players wore white and cricketers wore multicolours, and then at some point they swapped.
Yeah. Do you think the tennis council and the cricket council got together and said, how can we mix this up, boys?
Yeah, people are getting our two sports confused.
Yeah, because it's very easy to confuse them.
I don't know the difference.
Like, how do you score a wicket in tennis?
I don't even know. How many goals do you normally score in tennis?
I don't know. But when you're playing cricket, what happens when you hit the net in the middle?
Checkmate.
Checkmate. It'll be checkmate, and that's how you score a try.
Yep.
And 6 points.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Yep, cool.
Gotcha.
So, Accidentally Kelly Street is where I think the band Frente turned up, and here's their description of the street when they got there. Or maybe this was the description that someone gave them so they'd know how to get there. I don't know, but I'm just going to go through it. Let's see what funny things happen along the way. Tonight's podcast.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Are you having a stroke?
I don't know.
Are you having a heart attack?
I don't
Do we need to call a doctor?
I don't know what's happening, John.
You've just aged 20 years. You're talking like an old man.
I want to develop a bit of a whistle when I'm an old man. So
You do a bit of a whistle when you're old, don't you?
yes.
I hope you continue that. If you're in 20 years, if we still know each other, you better have a whistle.
Imagine that.
Otherwise, I'm going to be annoyed that you sold me on the whistle and then you didn't do it.
What will this podcast be like in 25, let's say 30 years? 30 years time.
I still won't do that. It's a once a month podcast because that's about the amount of time it takes me to work the computer programs.
And this song is from 100 years ago. It's AC/DC.
All right, let's get into it.
All right.
Okay, here's a door.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that. I was wondering what that was. Thanks for bringing it up. So this is a door.
Hang on, I remember when we had dinner tonight, we were talking about real estate agents.
Yes.
I think this is Frente, the real estate agent company. Okay, so I'm selling a house.
You're selling a house. Brilliant. Okay. Would you, show me the house.
Yeah, here's a door.
Oh, brilliant.
And here's
Thanks for letting me know, because I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, here's a window.
Oh, that is a window.
It is a window.
Thank you for pointing that out.
I like to be transparent.
Hey, like a window.
Yeah,
well done. That was very good.
It was open and shut.
Open it.
Here's the ceiling.
Well, obviously. You know what? I'm glad it's got a ceiling.
Yeah.
They didn't mention it in the ad that there was a ceiling, but the fact that there is a ceiling, brilliant. So a door, at least one window, now a ceiling. That's almost a whole house.
Yeah, oh, here's the floor.
A floor as well.
Yeah, this house has everything.
Everything. Does it have walls?
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about walls.
That's what the window's in.
Oh, that.
It goes
the
without
vertical thing on the side. Right, gotcha.
The thing what the stuff's hanging off.
I just figured as you're showing with the door, window, ceiling and floor, maybe the walls were included.
I'm really not a very good real estate agent.
Yeah, and you're not that into walls.
This is my first time.
Oh, well look, for saying it's the first time, you're doing very well.
You know, my music teacher in grade 8 at Frankston High School's name was Mr. Wall. And he used to get prank called at his house.
Yeah.
And people would ring and go, "Hello, is Mr. Wall there?" And he'd say,
yes, that's me.
Is hang on, I've mucked it up. I'll just do both parts. Is Mr. Wall there? And he didn't want him to know it was him, so he'd go, "No." Is Mrs. Wall there? No. Well, are there any walls there? And he'd go, "Look, no!" And then they go, "You better get out, your roof's going to fall in."
Well, what's holding up your house? Brilliant.
Did you ever make prank calls as a kid?
Yes, I did, but I can't remember what we did. It was nothing flamboyant.
I'll do one with you. Ready?
Yeah. Hello, rent-a-gent. Oh, sorry, no. Hello?
Hi, yes, just doing a quick survey. Do you have a refrigerator?
Yes.
You do? What kind of refrigerator have you got?
It's a Westinghouse.
Okay. Is it running?
I think so, yeah.
You better go catch it.
I was trying to be careful of the names, because when I said Westinghouse, I thought, I think I've done the joke here.
No.
Westinghouse.
No. West in house.
Resting house. Yeah.
Resting house. It could have been East in house.
Yeah. I thought it was going in a different direction.
So, back to the song.
All right.
The room is lit like a black and white movie.
Oh. How's that? Like just black and white?
No, I think if you're gonna
Everyone's walking a little bit quicker than they should.
I say, the room is lit like
Have
a
you
black
seen
and white
the
movie.
World War II and World War One footage? People walk a little bit quickly because the cameras weren't quite
because they were like
hand cramped and all that.
30 frames a second and something like that.
Yeah, so maybe everyone's walking slow, fast.
I think, how would you light a room like a black and white? You'd have to light it with all the colours so it only looked black and white. So all the colours the colour light saturated everything out. I'm thinking about this too much, aren't I?
You are, but that's all right. But you know, that's the whole point of the podcast, that we think about this far too much.
Ready? The TV's on. That's what it's for.
No, really?
That's what it's for. But TVs back in those days were for heaps more stuff than that.
Well, also, they were really deep.
Big.
Like nowadays, TVs are flat. I don't know if people know. Nowadays, TVs are flat. But in the olden days, they were quite deep, which were very good for throwing out of windows.
Well, what?
Yeah, didn't you hear about, like, you know, rock stars stay in a hotel, throw the TV out the window?
Because they pop.
Nowadays, it's mounted on the wall, but they just pick it up and sling them out the window.
But they don't blow up like they used to.
No.
They had a vacuum inside of them.
That's right.
Yeah. Most of the kids listening to this wouldn't know. And a TV, do you know, back in the day, you know how we talked about fridges a second ago were known as white goods, right?
Yes.
TVs, etc., back then were known as brown goods. True story.
I did not know that.
Yeah, cabinetry, brown goods. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
So my pa was a furniture salesman.
Is a toilet yellow goods?
Well, it depends.
That's yellow and brown goods.
It's different. That's something completely different. Yes. I hadn't even thought of that. You know how sometimes, like especially in a house with all boys, there's like sometimes can be a bit of a yellow stain around the bottom of the toilet. Do you know what that's called? The nickname for that?
No. There's a nickname for that?
Yeah, Queen Mum's teeth. Remember the Queen Mother?
I remember the Queen
Remember her teeth?
Mother.
It looked like
a
piss-stained lino floor. Oh, I'm sorry.
Where are you going? I'm going to go see the Queen Mother. A euphemism for going to the toilet. I'm going to make the Queen Mother. Oh.
So what I was going to say about TVs used to be kept on the floor back in the early days, and the lyrics are saying the TV's on, that's what it's for. But they were also for keeping like pictures on top of and so on. Like, and I remember when I was a kid, this is how dumb my household was when I was a kid. Not my household, my parents' household. Mum said there was a vase on top of the TV, had water in it, and some flowers. Obviously, not just a vase of water, because
That'd be weird.
Yeah. And I had a pom-pom, like a ball made of wool.
Yes.
Yeah, a pom-pom.
I used to make those.
Yeah, so I had made it as well, right? In the school holidays, winter school holidays, something. And my mum left the lounge room to go into the kitchen. The last thing she said to me was, "Don't throw that pom-pom. You'll knock the vase off the TV."
Yeah.
And I heard, "Throw that pom-pom and knock the vase off the TV." And I don't know, I piffed it at my handicapped sister's head.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't move and she was an obvious target. Hi, Kylie, if you're listening. And I missed completely because I was a terrible sportsman as a kid.
Yeah.
And it hit the vase and the water went into the back of the TV.
I was wondering if that was going to happen.
And the screen went purple and green and all sorts of different colours. And I just turned the TV off as fast as I could.
Yeah.
And I'm going outside to play. And I went outside
Run away and ignore it.
And then Dad got home at like 6:30 or whatever it was. And first thing Dad would do would come in and go, "Oh, everybody," turn the TV on.
Yep.
And I fair shit myself. I'm like, this TV's not going to work.
Yeah. Did it work?
Worked fine.
Really?
Yeah, it worked fine for years.
Was that because of all the rice you put on it?
No, I didn't even know about that back then. The only rice we had in our house back then was rice ariso, which, don't worry about it, I don't want to explain that to you.
I've never heard of it yet.
No, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's arborio rice and it's like hot wet rice. What's that stuff that people make? Risotto. You make risotto.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
hot wet rice.
hot wet rice.
Can I have a hot wet rice, please? Is your hot? Oh, so your hot wet rice is on special. Brilliant. Can you tell me about the specials, please? Well, you might like the hot wet rice.
What else is it?
What? What's it? Where? What? Hold on a minute. Do you mean risotto? No, hot wet rice.
What?
Hot wet rice.
Where was your waiter from?
Oh, he's from Germany. It was a German waiter. I don't know if I should have gone Italian.
I thought he was like Italian German.
No, I just went German, then realised, hold on, it's an Italian dish. I made a mistake
I
here.
don't know.
Well, I think so.
Hot with rice.
It might not be I don't know where it's from.
It's international cuisine.
Yeah, like many things nowadays.
That's fun. Anyway.
All right, so the TV's on. Apparently, that's what it's for.
It eventually blew up. Okay, TV's on. And if you walk real slowly, you can feel the planet breathe.
Wow, that's quite a claim.
All our listeners are like, oh, fuck, they're back to the lyrics, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like, wait, we don't get many lyrics nowadays. They normally talk shit for half an hour.
If you walk real slow, so this is some good advice if you're a bit wound up today. If you're a stressed real estate agent, perhaps, and you're listening to this podcast, if you walk real slowly, you can feel the planet breathe. There's no need to feel so lowly
No.
now that we've all learned to give.
Give what? Just give generally.
Just
give.
joyfully, just to give of oneself to another, just to, in a loving, healthy adult way.
Had we all learned to give in the 90s? I think this is a claim that doesn't stand up.
I can't.
Because I don't think everyone learned to give. I remember some quite shockingly horrible people in the 90s, just as we know today.
I don't remember much of the 90s. I really don't.
Were you high and drunk for most of it?
No, for a bit of it, and not drunk either.
Yeah.
I had 1 year of my life in 1991 where I smoked a few cigarettes.
A few little jazz cigarettes, bit of devil's lettuce.
Yeah, for like a year.
Yeah.
But not much because I had no money.
Yeah.
But after that, what happened? I got married in 98, but I can't remember much in between. I did an apprenticeship. That's right.
Oh, well, that's why you've forgotten it. It was like, it was just work.
It was just at work. Having said that, Cougar Bourbon was launched around then as well, and I think maybe I did drink a bit.
Maybe you did. Well, I think you've lost the memory of it. Hey, look, I have not been a big drinker through my life, except for the last 5 years, and I still can't remember most of it.
Yeah, of the last 5 years or of the 90s?
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
The 90s was good.
Brain like Swiss cheese.
Good.
I was, the 90s were my married years, so they were my dark years.
Yeah.
That was the decade I cured depression for myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Yeah. No, I used to, you know how a lot of people get depression? Well, I used to get depression, but I cured it.
Okay.
Might be useful for other people. You never know.
What did you get? By getting married?
I got divorced.
Oh.
So if you're out there and you're depressed, maybe get a divorce.
Maybe you're just married.
Yeah, maybe you're just married.
Yeah.
Maybe you married the wrong person. You know what? It's okay. Pack your bags, move out, and say, look, John off a podcast said I could do this.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
And if you're a fella and you're listening to it and you're taking John's advice, jump on Rent a Gent and John will get you some work.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of work out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of a clever, quick one for like book a lass or something, but I don't think I've got anything funny.
I don't think there's enough funny in that.
No. Can we edit that bit out?
Yeah, edit that bit out. No, we'll stick with the Rent a Gent.
Accidentally Kelly Street, where friends and strangers sometimes meet.
Well, accidentally.
No, I think the street's just accidental. Accidentally Kelly Street, where friends and strangers sometimes meet.
So the name of the street is Accidentally Kelly.
I still think it's just called Kelly Street, but I think it's maybe just stumbled upon.
So there's a lot of people just stumbling upon this street.
Yeah.
Just getting around going,
Yeah.
whoa, what's this street?
Where am I? I can't look up my mobile phone because that hasn't been invented yet, I would strangely say.
Maybe Kelly Street has recently been made and it's not quite in the map book yet. Remember that? You'd be driving around, you'd look in the map book and there'd be a new housing estate or something, or a new road or something, and it's not in the map book. And you'd go, oh, so maybe Kelly Street was made sort of recently before the next map.
Or maybe it used to be Kelly Crescent or Kelly Avenue or something else. You could be called Johnson Street.
Yep.
And it's just been renamed, like, to be more appropriate for the area.
Yeah.
And people are thinking that they're going somewhere, but they end up on Kelly Street, and they're like, well, I'm not here on purpose, obviously.
Yeah. Or maybe it was originally meant to be named Kelly Close,
Yes.
but now it's accidentally Kelly Street.
There you go.
Yeah.
The
They just
street
misnamed it.
street I grew up on got renamed. It was Watson Street.
And then it was Crimrow.
No, then they changed it to Watson Court.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was a cul-de-sac.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
But it was just always called Watson Street. I don't know whether it was originally planned to go through and it didn't, or what happened. But yeah, it was always Watson Street, and now it's Watson Court. So there you go. If you live in Watson Court in Frankston, you know what I'm
And
talking
they had
about.
to change the sign.
Yeah, they did.
So it's accidentally Kelly Street.
Accidentally Watson Street. I never thought life could be so sweet. Do you want to hear some more?
They're having a good time on Kelly Street, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're accidentally having a good time on Kelly Street.
It's nice.
It's nice in Kelly Street. They've got a door, a window, a ceiling, a floor.
They've got everything.
They've got everything you need for a good life. I'm liking this. This isn't too bad. You know what I mean?
If you're a homeless person, it sounds great.
Yeah, but you can't get there on purpose.
No.
Can you? You can only get there one day. You just I'm on Kelly Street.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Now it.
But nobody can actually get there.
Yeah, now I'm dancing on 2 and 4.
Yeah.
I don't think that dance just translated onto a podcast.
No, that's true.
Do you want to hear a bit about the outside?
You know what? Please tell me a little bit about the outside of this property, please.
Well,
Mr. Real Estate Agent, sir.
Well, in the garden, birds are singing.
I was wondering what that noise was. I was thinking, what is that squeak?
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
Someone needs oiling.
What did you hear again? That's the. We don't talk about that.
That was a bad impression of birds.
That's the mouse. We don't talk about the mice.
We won't talk about the mice. Yeah, don't worry about the mice.
No. It's a.
So birds are singing.
Can you whistle?
Not right now. I can't when I'm smiling. I can, but not when I'm smiling.
I can't whistle when I'm smiling.
I can't.
Oh, there's some more.
I do that 2-year-old boy thing.
What, poo your pants?
Yeah, see, I can't whistle.
The sun is shining on the path.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
Be better should be shining on the solar panels on top of the roof, but yeah,
They haven't been invented yet.
That's true. Oh, I'm sure there's a few solar panels, but not many people would have them on their homes.
Now, if you could just finish smoking that devil's lettuce, and I'll tell you about the next thing.
Please do.
The wind is talking to the flowers. And yes.
What's it saying?
Okay.
And the flowers are listening on, going,
Yeah,
wind, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, the wind is talking to the flowers. What would it be saying? I'm coming at you. Like a wind storm.
Just flowers flopping around.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't speak Windanese. I'm not from the Windies.
But it's definitely selling me on this house.
The dogs and cats all take a bath.
Well, thank goodness for that, because I'm sick of bathing them myself. Can you get a cat into a bath?
Yeah, but it gets out pretty quick.
But it would be good, like, I've got this theory that instead of buying a dishwasher, you just get a cat.
Yeah.
You put everything in the sink.
Yeah.
And then you just throw a cat in there, and it'll be bingo. Everything's clean.
Heaps cheaper than what I throw in there.
What do you throw in there?
Michael J. Fox. Too soon?
No, it's fine. I don't think he's going to call.
He's got Parkinson's, just in case you didn't get
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's a very expensive dishwasher, though.
He gave me this tattoo.
Oh, that mess on you, right? Yeah.
I'm going. I'm leaving.
I thought it was Braille. I thought it was
my
Mum
house.
Braille.
Okay, and if you stop that talking,
I wasn't talking.
you can hear the traffic sigh
Does traffic go?
when it has to stop.
I suppose it does. But it's all like that's just not one car though. That's the
traffic.
The traffic is there's a traffic jam and the traffic's going. Sick of being here, mate. I'm not on Kelly Street, am I?
No, accidentally you are though.
Well, if you can hear the traffic, I was thinking maybe they were on the next street over or something. Maybe not on Kelly Street itself.
Imagine peak hour around Kelly Street.
What's all this sighing? Oh, it's just people going home.
Oh, someone's breaking into that car over there.
It's all happening on Kelly Street. Accidentally Kelly Street.
So throw away those keys.
Wait, hold on. I need those keys.
No, start walking.
Really?
Watch those tiny things go by. What are they
bees?
called? No, children.
Oh, yeah, those tiny things. That's what I would say. Oh, you know that... tiny thing,
Yeah.
meaning one of your kids.
Yeah, remember that time I used to work in that small jail with those tiny things? You mean the kindergarten? Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're watching tiny things go by.
Yes.
So there's kids going to school.
Then I'm going to skip over the chorus again.
Yeah,
because
please do.
We've done that one.
Yeah.
Accidentally Kelly Street. I never thought life could be so sweet. We've done that right. This is going to mess with you. This is where I think we're really getting a bit strange.
Sure.
It's Sunday every day.
Wait, what?
Every day.
Every day. So the people on accidentally Kelly Street, do they have to go to church? Every day.
And do you know what this is like?
But how do they earn money? Because they don't go to work.
Interesting point, right? So
Yeah.
you talk about earning money. This is in the 90s. Shops weren't even open.
That is true.
No Sunday trading.
Or they're all wealthy because they do work every Sunday and it's double time.
And a half.
Yeah. Maybe it's good. Maybe this is brilliant.
But if
It sounds ridiculous that every day is Sunday, but maybe there's a bit of genius in that.
it's Sunday every day. Every
day.
single day. So
After 17, you'd be sick of it.
can you not get Monday-itis in this place?
No, I don't think you can. There is no Monday.
No.
There's no Monday. There's no Monday blues.
There's no Saturday night football.
No.
There's no Friday night football.
Yeah. There's no Wednesday night darts.
Daryl Summers would be particularly upset because
in Kelly Street, his TV show could never get shown.
No, hey, it's Sunday again. It's
Doesn't work, does it?
No.
Doesn't work. Hey, it's Sunday.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
It's on every day.
Yeah.
He'd be exhausted.
Every day Sunday.
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of genius. I like it. I like the idea of it. I just can't help thinking in a practical term. Like, when do you want to meet? How about 2:00 on Sunday?
Which one?
You know, the next one.
Sunday week or Sunday?
Sunday day. Sunday week. I'm thinking 17 Sundays from now. You'd have to be very specific about the day. I'm talking about Sunday the 28th of June.
Would you like to catch up with me in 248 hours?
Would you like to catch up with me in 4 Sundays? It might be brilliant. Actually, we're taking the piss, but you'd get used to it quickly.
Shall we try it?
Every day Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, done.
So we normally... what nights do we normally record these?
Normally a Monday.
So from now on we should do it on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
So is that the day after Sunday? The Sunday that's the day after Sunday?
Yeah, it's the Sunday, the day after Sunday, which, and before the Sunday.
So 7 days from now or 14 days from now?
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
Yeah, Sunday.
Why didn't you say
That
so?
narrows it down.
You should have just said.
Yeah, the Sunday where it's the next day is Sunday.
Yeah.
But it's after another Sunday. That one.
I think I'm meeting someone on Sunday. I remember someone saying something about Sunday.
You did say you had something on Sunday. I forgot.
I'm slow.
I did forget.
I'm really good with maths. Really good. So you tell me your birth date.
Yeah.
What's your birth date? Is that okay to say on a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah? Or you can just make it up. You just make it up.
No. 3rd of March.
Okay, what year?
73.
It was a Sunday.
Did you do that? Because I know there is a mathematical trick in doing that, which I can't do. I used to be able to do it. But
It was just a joke.
you just made it up.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think it was a Sunday. But I would have been very impressed. I was very impressed anyway that you went for it.
It was a Sunday.
You know what? The funny thing is, it might have been. Who knows?
You're like, Grant took too long to load that joke, and I forgot what we're talking about. Okay, so Sunday every day, there's no need to rush around. But I don't know about you, but Sunday's the day that I mostly rush around.
It would be for you, yeah.
Yeah, very busy. Very busy every Sunday.
It's nice to go to work Monday and have a rest, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I say at work. I get to work and say, it's nice to be at work and have a rest.
Yeah. Sorry, did you? That was that big sigh there. That was my impression of the traffic again.
I thought it was the traffic. I thought it was traffic building up again outside your house.
Everybody, if you're listening to the podcast, big deep breath in.
Oh, let it out. Yeah. No, sorry. You
Let it
gotta
out.
let it out. Let the breath out. You'll
Gosh,
die.
what if someone paused that podcast then when I said breathe in?
And now they're suffocating. Well, not
Or their
suffocating.
phone
They're
rang.
struggling.
Their phone rang, they answered. They're like,
Well, they're not going to call and complain, are they? Don't worry about it.
It's fair call.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Do you know what's inside of everybody?
Blood.
Sun and laughter.
Oh.
Yep. Inside of
Because I had an
everybody.
accident recently.
Yeah.
And do you think they had to perform surgery on my son and laughter?
No, but I think that if did you bleed? Did you did they when they cut you open? Did you need a sun and laughter transfusion?
I don't know. Yeah, I think the anaesthetist was talking about we've got to keep an eye on your son and laughter.
Yeah. So there you
You're
go.
going for an operation. You're going to be under for a few hours. We've got to keep your sun and laughter levels all. So I didn't understand it. I mean, I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm not a highfalutin city doctor.
Yeah. Okay.
Not anymore. I got struck off the register because of malpractice. But anyway, wasn't a doctor in the
Was that
first
because
place.
you would only work on people whose names were Malcolm? Because you liked to do that?
It was more that in Rent-A-Gent, people would call for Dr. John. And I'd go in and I'd pretend to check them over.
Oh.
You know. But I wasn't a real doctor.
Wow. What were you even a vet or anything?
Nothing. I once kicked a squirrel. I mean, that's close, isn't it?
once-
I'm almost a vet.
I once kicked a squirrel.
Yeah. It's everything you need to know.
You're basically an engineer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, absolutely.
That would make you a Scientologist.
A Scientologist.
Yeah. Yeah, they kick squirrels. It's part of their weird, wacky world.
Apparently they do. Yeah.
I'm going to be really controversial about Scientologists right now. Can I say something controversial?
Oh, please do.
I hate Tom Cruise.
You hate
I
Tom?
like him as an actor.
Yes, I agree. I'm exactly the same. I like him as an actor. I think he's been in some good things. He's a good actor.
But a crazy...
And he loves running.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise loves a run.
Yeah. And he's got that run down pat.
He had, you know what? I bet he's been practicing that.
Yeah.
Because they would have to do those takes over and over and over again. So I reckon he's like a super
But
fit guy.
he is nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And I only thought of him because we were talking about squirrels, then we were talking about nuts, then I was talking about Scientology.
Yeah, yeah. And we all know Tom Cruise loves to kick a squirrel. Actually, sorry. No, I saw him kick a pigeon.
Did you?
Yeah, I was hanging out with Tom Cruise through Rent-A-Gent.
Yeah.
You know, because he was there for 3 weeks
Well,
between
3
movies.
weeks, yeah,
And saw him kick a pigeon.
Do you know he made more money from Rent-A-Gent than he did off Mission Impossible 3 and 4 put together?
Yeah, I don't know why he just doesn't go back to Rent-A-Gent.
I don't know either.
It's crazy. That's why I don't go back to action movies. That's why I stay at Rent-A-Gent, because I'm sick and tired of injuring myself in action movies.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's how you did your arm.
Yes, that is correct. I was performing a stunt in Melbourne at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually was. Well, not actually a stunt. It was an accidental stunt I did.
Was it a cunning stunt?
No, I was about to... No, let's not go there. All right.
Let's land this plane.
All right.
It seems that we're on holidays
Well, that's nice.
and sleeping in is not a sin.
Oh, hold on. You'll be late for church. I mean, it's not a sin, sleeping in, but you'll be late for church if it's Sunday every day.
I don't know if sleeping in it is a sin technically anyway.
I don't think it is. It's not one of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not layeth in bed too long.
Unless they broke the third tablet where the other 5 were.
Oh, you think it might have been the 15 Commandments?
Yeah.
That could have been thou shalt not lay about in bed being bone idle.
Yeah. Which now translates to... But now in this, it doesn't matter. All the housework's done by tea time.
Wait, who's doing the housework?
What time is tea time? And who is doing the housework?
Who is doing that? Because every day's a holiday.
I know,
Nobody's working.
It's doubling
or everybody's
back on itself.
working.
Maybe there's magic animals that do it like in...
Like in a Disney movie.
Yeah.
A princess whistles and all the birds come in.
Oh, I went for
Birds doing up her corset.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Maybe cats... cats probably come in and do the washing up.
What they could maybe do... So we've talked about cats a few times. You know how cats always land on their feet?
Unless you're my cat, but yeah, whatever.
Oh.
My cat does not land. I've got the dumbest cat in the world.
How often do you test this?
I see him fall off things, land on his back.
Oh,
Poor, he is getting older. He's getting older. Poor
Let's
fella.
put him
Funnily
up
enough,
on
my
something.
cat's called Jack.
oh, so it's my son.
Yeah. My cat has got the same name as your son.
I wonder if we put them in a room together, if we could tell them apart. One of them would be licking his bum.
They're both hairy.
yeah.
Both very hairy. I probably couldn't.
Poor Jack.
Yeah.
My Jack, can't help being hairy. I was going to say, you know how when you drop a piece of toast, it always lands buttered side down? The theory is if you butter the top of a cat and then drop it, it creates a perpetual motion machine and
Like
then
a
you get
vortex
free
and-
energy.
Well, you could do, or the entirety of all worldly matter and atoms just get sucked into it, into a black hole, and we all die.
That's not even in the song.
Oh, anyway, well, we should get back to the song.
All the housework's done by tea time. I'm feeling good about the way I've been.
Okay.
But here's where it gets dark. Mm-hmm. Perhaps this optimism will crash on down like a
Wait.
house of cards.
Why?
Because I reckon the joint she's been smoking just wore off.
After she was thinking every day is Sunday,
Yep. And maybe
maybe she looked over and the washing up's not done.
she's listening to this podcast at the same time she's singing the song. And she's not feeling very good about her choices now. So that's what it is. She says, I know that my decision to change my life was not that hard.
Well, good for her.
And good for her indeed.
Yeah, yeah.
But she still ended up accidentally on Kelly Street. Which I don't know. I don't know how she got there. But
Was the life change to accidentally get on Kelly Street? Hence, it wasn't that hard. It's like, oh, okay, my life's got problems. I'm walking about. Oh, I'm accidentally on Kelly Street, where beautiful things happen and sunshine and rainbows. But I've got a feeling it's all going to die.
because I just think it comes down to every day being Sunday.
That's just confusing.
Yep. And she's had enough because
Yeah.
all there is, there's a ceiling, there's a door, there's a floor, there's a window. The room isn't even colourful. The TV's always on.
It's an old TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's the 90s. You don't know any different.
It's true.
But
I'd love to go back to the 90s with some today technology. Like,
you would be a wizard.
wouldn't you?
They would think you were magic.
Could you explain, like, if, say we discovered time travel, right? Mm-hmm. And we go back in time and someone, you know, you're like, oh, I'm a time traveller. All right. Who's been the last 3 prime ministers of Australia?
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I don't. Actually, I probably could do that one.
Yeah, I couldn't. There's no way. I could.
I know it's Albanese now, but wait, what? I know John Howard's in the
John
mix.
Howard was there,
But
Paul
he was
Cooper.
like 7 ago.
So say we're going back to Bob Hawke times, right?
Oh,
so,
God, I couldn't. I know there was a Menzies in there somewhere.
oh, that's way before.
Yeah.
That was like early Australia. And it was saying, oh, but if they've got these mobile telephones in your pocket and you've got the internet on, how does it work? I
Yeah.
couldn't explain it.
There's stuff in the air.
I would be
It's magic
useless.
in the air. Yeah, absolutely.
Useless. The most useless person to
Yeah.
send back in time. Do you know what I could show them?
Hairdressing technique.
Yeah, actually,
You could.
that'd make me $1, wouldn't it?
You could. Well, you knowing full well what styles have happened over the last 20 years, you could bring them in and you'd say, oh, I call this the Beckham, the David Beckham. No, why? Why do you call it David Beckham?
You'll
no
see.
reason.
You'll
no
see.
reason. You'll see. I'm doing this today, but it'll catch on. And then one day, and you would be like Vidal Sassoon himself. It'll be your name on shampoo bottles.
So, do you know what? I have to go because I'm going to go invent time travel. So I'll see you
I'll see you yesterday.
yesterday, which is Sunday.
Yes, see you Sunday. Bye.
Пум-пурум, запилки, пум-пурум, тарам, вопилки, пум-пум-пум-пум. Если я чешу в затылке, не беда. В голове моей опилки, да. Но хотят там и опилки, но кричалки и вопилки, а также шумелки, пыхтелки и сопелки сочиняю я неплохо иногда. Да. Хорошо живет на свете Винни-Пух. Оттого поет он эти песни вслух. И неважно, чем он занят, если он худеть не станет, а ведь он худеть не станет, если, конечно, вовремя подкрепиться. Да. Трам-парам-па-пам-парам-па-пам-пам-па. Пум-пурум-пу-пум-пурум-пу-трам-пам-па. Пум-пурум-пу-пу-пурум-пум. Пум-пу-пум-пурум-пум-пум. Хорошо живет на свете Винни-Пух. Оттого поет он эти песни вслух. И неважно, чем он занят, если он толстеть не станет. А ведь он толстеть не станет. Тихо!